Very few indeed have come even this far. And yet your journey is far from over.
By ones who would cozen fate herself. They are the ones who created me. But they failed. Fate would not be bested. And men were cursed once again. Beyond the bonfire lies the Forest of the Giants, where a great battle precipitated the kingdom's downfall. The far gate is the entrance to Hade's Tower of Flame. Inside the giant pit live the tiny beings that were once man's friends. Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul.
Fire came to be, and with it, disparity. And the brighter the flame, the deeper the shadow.
Until the curse touches our flesh. We are bound by this yoke. As true as the dark that churns within men. What do you want, truly?
We're live. Hello, everybody. My name is Jay Karchi. I'm the community manager of Bandai Namco Games America, and we have
Nick O'Leary, PR manager for Scholar of the First Sin.
Yes, and for other things too.
And other
Specifically
things.
today, we're here talking about Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. It's coming up for Xbox One, PS4, and DirectX 11 PCs. Also other platforms, but specifically we're talking about that. We are playing on PS4 today, and I think people can see the screen. We're going to say they probably can.
Yeah, sure.
So they can see the screen. So Nick, this game, we announced this game. There's a lot of confusion about what exactly it's all about. Like, what's the? Give us the elevator. You're a PR manager.
Sure,
give us the PR pitch, elevator pitch for this game. Tell us what it's about.
So Scholar of the First Sin is a brand new. Here you go. There's a brand new Dark Souls 2 experience developed for the current generation of consoles.
Okay.
So that's PS4, Xbox One, and like I said, DirectX 11 PCs. What that means is that you're going to see brand new enemy placement, new NPC locations, new item locations. Kind of create a new challenge for people who played Dark Souls 2 in the past.
Yeah. And
kind of want to experience again for their new consoles. It's also the most complete Dark Souls 2 package available. You'll get all 3 DLC maps as well.
All in one.
All in one. All for one price.
One price.
You're good.
Which right now we'll tell you, obviously it's going to be $59.99 on Xbox One, PS4. And once we get down to we have an FAQ that we put together today for everyone. We know it's been kind of confusing with the Steam stuff going on. We'll detail all the different tiers of pricing there. We'll be pretty straightforward about that. But first, we're taking a look at gameplay. I am going to travel towards Hade's Tower of Flame, and we're going to show off what's kind of different about this area. Since we are playing on a very special save file, we have all of the armor, all of the weapons unlocked.
We have
with
all the souls.
Zero effort. We have all of the souls, you can see. Oh, we forgot to hide that, right? It doesn't matter.
They've seen it.
They've
too
seen
late.
it before. Too late. We're cheating in our own game. So I have the shadow mask and the shadow armor from these guys. Do you know what they're called? These guys that show up?
I believe they're just called Shadow Knights.
The first time you see these in Dark Souls 2, the original game, is after you beat the Flexile Sentry on New Game Plus, right?
Yes.
But in Scholar of the First Sin, Ooh, we have a Hide Knight right there. Scholar of the First Sin, they show up in the regular game.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll see them real fast.
So this is Hyde's Tower of Flame. Hade's
Yes.
Tower of Flame. I'm not even sure about the
We'll call
correct name.
Hades.
Hades. All right. So you'll see right away that there's some differences here. What is this guy doing here?
Exactly. That guy used to be in Force of the Fallen Giants,
Right.
and actually up ahead there's another one.
Yeah. So they have the same, right now they have the same interaction, right?
Yeah, right now they won't aggro until you attack them. They're
Right.
just sitting there hanging out by themselves. But later on, you can do something within this area to cause them to come out and walk around and kind of patrol the areas.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say we're the best Dark Souls players in the world, but we're pretty decent at the game, right?
I'm pretty good at it.
Out of people in the office, we're
pretty
decent.
Good. Yeah.
I'm serious.
Oh,
we're not great.
I'm sorry. In the office, yes, we're
Yeah.
great.
Our coworkers are making fun of us patting
We're
ourselves
getting-
on the
yeah,
back right
no,
now.
no,
That's
like
okay.
this.
But when Dark Souls 2 was coming out,
Yes.
we were both super excited. We sit right across from each other. We were both super excited to get the. As soon we went over to QA, we're like, tell us. I'm dying as a fuck. Like, tell us
everything.
No, tell us when you have. Tell us when we can play. Tell us when you have a build that we can play. And then as soon as we did that, we went and played through blind, basically.
Yes.
And coming out, David, what did you find? What did you do? How far did you get?
Yeah, and that was a pretty interesting experience just because from like Dark Souls 1, when we got working on that title, you knew some things were coming out, where enemy locations were.
Yeah.
And, you know, playing it like everyone else does the first day, and not knowing what anything does, where anything is,
Right.
There's hiding pathways. Which way did you go? I fought this boss. I haven't seen that boss yet.
So tell me, I'm playing, so I can just try to focus on this. Start talking about what's different in this area, and then what's
Sure.
kind of different overall in the game.
So in this area, the main difference are those Hyde's Knight, and as well as if you actually go back, take a quick U-turn and look up there. There's gonna be a dragon guarding the Blue Cathedral.
And he has a different move set than the normal dragons you find later. Like, he blows fire right away. We both don't know exactly how you're supposed to get past him right now. We'll try, but
I haven't gotten.
I think my strategy is going to be you shoot an arrow at him, then he starts to fly, then you run up.
Yeah.
Because once you get close to him, you can kill him. But
well, your strategy is what I told you to do. So
is it? I thought we maybe.
You tried to just run up there.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. I said, why don't you shoot arrows, and then live on stream you say.
It was my, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe these things I put together in my head.
Whatever,
like, no, that was me.
No.
I'm really good at Dark Souls. I promise. Probably gonna take this. But are we in New Game or New Game Plus?
This is New Game. This is when you start the game. This is what you're gonna be able to see.
Right. So later on, we'll have a time for Fashion Souls. We'll take requests.
Of course.
Make your requests for different armors you want us to equip. We'll take a look. We have them all unlocked. So Nick's gonna equip his character, and he's gonna
do a little
take
fashion show. Show you guys what's up. Walk up and down that runway.
So what else? So today we almost got dead. So we talked earlier about a lot of people want to ask about Steam prices. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
We have an FAQ we publish. What else? We have giveaways. Could you tell me what the giveaways are?
We were giving away copies of the game for Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
3 each?
I think 3 each.
Yeah.
And we have some posters, which should be right behind us.
Yep.
So one feature that I forgot to even write down in our list in this game is enemies chase you for longer.
Yeah. So one of the differences is something that they couldn't, From Software couldn't do on the last generation, is have these enemies.
I'm just gonna run through this.
Just constantly follow you. So if in the first game or in the last version of the game, one of your strategies was to kite enemies out,
right?
Have them come out to the area, hit them, go past where their patrol routes would end, and get them again. That's not going to work this time. They will follow you to the ends of the earth, and they'll bring all their buddies along with them.
So are there or are there not new items and weapons in Scholar of the First Sin?
There are no new items or weapons. Well, there are. I'm sorry. Yes. Jeez. Okay.
Just saying there are.
Well, you get all the weapons and items from the DLC. So if you haven't played the DLC missions, you'll get that stuff.
Right.
There's also a new NPC invader called the Forlorn.
Right.
And he has a chance to drop some of his armor and gear.
Yeah. Which we can't show you today because that's a secret.
Yes.
But we promised From Software wouldn't tell you that. But it is pretty cool. We just looked it up. We just checked it out earlier. Checked out the game. What are the Forlorn?
That's going to be something for players to find out. They are henchmen for the Scholar of the First Sin.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go kill the Dragon Rider real quick. Or after I kill this guy. And there's something that changes in this area after you kill the Dragon Rider.
Yeah, like
correct?
I said before, when you kill the Dragon Rider, these Hide Knights are going to start getting up and walking around.
And they're kind of a pain, right?
They have a very interesting moveset where you can't...
I think
unpredictable.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're harder than the original game.
They could be. There's also a few rebalancing parameters that From Software did on the weapons and kind of enemy behavior.
So maybe I just haven't played in a while.
Yeah, I also saw. I don't remember it being the last game, but a certain enemy showed up for me in the Lost Bastille that did a lot of different
and we'll talk
moves.
about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
What are some of the other differences? And I wrote them down, the ones that we need to talk about. What about invaders and NPCs?
So, like I said, the invaders, the NPC invaders that are in the game, I believe there's a few more of them, and also they're going to be in different locations.
Right.
So the main goal for From Software was kind of make this game almost be kind of like you're going through it for the first time again. So you don't quite know what's around every corner. It could be the same thing, it could be nothing, it could be a whole new type of enemy that wasn't there before.
Right.
So they're kind of changed around, and also for summons, there are some new summon signs. So it tends to be either like 2 or whoop, there you go.
I'm just so bad at killing these guys, and I don't parry well. And I'm sorry, you guys are all making fun of me. I'm supposed to be good at Dark Souls. Oh, there's a guy you can summon right there.
Yeah.
You probably noticed that on PS4 and Xbox 3 or PS4 and Xbox One, this game is running in 60 frames a second, 1080p.
Yes.
Which I hope you could tell on stream, but it looks beautiful. It looks so
really good
compared to what it looked like before on consoles. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it looks better now.
Yeah, and it's taking advantage of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and the updated drivers for the DirectX 11.
So these guys are up and moving now.
Yeah, now
and
there you go.
Okay, just walk right up. So I would say the enemy placement. I'm going to give you the controller in a second so I can talk. Oh my.
Oh, good. Right when
the tooltip for this weapon said it was fragile, and I didn't listen at all.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to hand you the controller.
All right.
So, anyways, the new enemy placement.
Yes.
When we were talking about features for the game, people were like, "Oh, it has new enemy placement." That doesn't sound super appealing right away. On paper, it's like new enemy placement. Ooh, you move some enemies around.
It really does change the way your strategies are for these different areas.
Are
like
you gonna
these
go
guys,
try the dragon?
I'm
Well,
gonna
good
try.
luck.
Well, yeah.
You
try
can
to get to the dragon.
Use your feather or something to get out of there if you want, or
Oh,
you don't have any pyromancy equipped.
Thanks, Jay.
But no problem. But new enemy placement. There's a lot of rebalancing that got done with the enemy placement. Like you put this guy here and you move this guy over here, and now the whole world's a little different. The whole balance of the game. Some places are easier to explore. Some places are more difficult.
Yes.
And that definitely changes things.
Yes. Take, for instance, this place where you have these guys get me.
So, like, they obviously did not want you to fight Old Dragon Slayer
right
away.
Yeah.
Right.
The boss, there's definitely not supposed to be somewhere you want to go right off the bat.
Right. Okay, so Nick is going to play, and we're going to go check out the dragon. No move over to No Man's Wharf, right?
Yes.
And then while you start moving No Man's Wharf, I'll start to break down the FAQ to kind of give out some of the details some of the people were looking for. And I guess we can go through that now. So we talked about why From Software kind of made this game, right?
Yes.
They wanted to provide not just an all-in-one package, but kind of put everything back together, rebalance it all. So when will Dark Souls 2 of the Scholar of Sin be available? This is something that not everybody knows. April 7th on consoles.
Yes.
And when the game on Xbox 360 and PS3 is just the original game plus the DLC.
Original game plus DLC plus the content pack that went out in early February.
Right, which already happened, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a different experience. It's still good.
Yeah.
It's still, if you have PS3, 360, and played yet, it's still a great time to jump in.
Yep.
But on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, April 7th, right? On Steam, it's different. The
Yes.
game's going to go live April 1st at 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
Is what I've been told.
That's what I've been told.
So that's
as well.
what we're sticking to.
Yes.
So that's next Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Correct.
Okay. So, talk about some of the differences.
And one of the other differences that we've got to mention is the multiplayer. So,
Okay.
the multiplayer counts for number of players has gone up for Scholar of the First Sin for Xbox for the new gen versions.
Yeah.
So now it'll be 6 players,
Yeah.
which means, whoops.
Which means you can summon up to 3 friendly phantoms in
Yes.
your game.
And
So
two
you
in-
and 3 buddies
Yes.
can go, which just seems like it's crowd. It's the screenshots we've seen. Everything's just all over the place. It's chaotic. It's whatever.
And then 2 invaders can enter your game as well
Right.
and mess things up.
So on Steam, there's going to be 2 different versions of Dark Souls 2.
Yes.
The DirectX 9 version, DirectX 11 version. Tonight, I'm publishing an FAQ that has the system requirements for everything, so the recommended specs. Some people have asked about their saves carrying over, like why it's split.
Yeah.
And the reasoning is that Scholar of the First Sin is a completely different experience.
Yes.
Sure, there's only some things that have changed, but like items are in different spots.
Yep.
There's some map things that have moved. So
Yes.
the games can't really connect with each other because, first of all, they can't connect multiplayer. Second of all, you can't just move your save over because it's not they're not compatible.
They're not compatible, yeah. You're going to have items in different places. The games won't be able to sync up with each
Sure.
other. And then for multiplayer, outside of just having 2 extra players,
Yeah.
you're going to have different enemy groups, so the game's it's not the same game.
Yeah.
So it's not going to
And we understand it's kind of a weird situation. No other games really do that.
Yeah.
But that's the way this is the way it's going.
Yep.
We're excited for people. If you love Dark Souls 2, you love that experience. You want to play it again on next gen. It's a fun. I was just playing this past week. It's a
Yep.
fun experience to go back through.
Yes.
And we understand that maybe it's not for everybody. If you played Dark Souls 2, you liked it, and you're pretty much moving on, then
Yeah.
okay, maybe this one's not for you. But it is a cool package that we put together, we think.
I think if you are even remotely interested in games, you owe it to yourself
You owe it to
to
yourself.
at least check it out. Treat yourself to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First.
On Steam, there's going to be 2 separate Steam store pages, and they'll be custom built out, and they'll have warnings like, "Oh my gosh, please don't buy this if you wanted to buy the
Yes.
other version." So that should be pretty detailed, like when everything goes up on the 1st. We talked about. Okay, so here's the cost. So everybody's waiting for. Scholar of the First Sin will be $59 Xbox One, PS4. If you want to buy the game on Steam, the DirectX 9, so the older version of Scholar of the First Sin, is going to be $39.99, so
Yes.
$40, right?
Yep.
The newer version, the DirectX 11 version, is going to be $49.99, so $50,
Yes.
right? Okay, and that includes all the DLC and everything, brand new experience. I think it's a good deal. So if you are upgrading, if you already own Dark Souls 2, so here's the dragon.
So here's a dragon.
You are,
I'm not even
you're
gonna
getting pretty. You got pretty close to him though.
Oh,
nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow.
We also are leveled up a bit for this area. Oh,
Yeah, but you're probably still gonna die.
I'm going to fall off this ledge.
You just ran right up there.
I
I
ran
guess
right-
that's how you do it.
Alright, I guess my tactic... I still think my tactic of arrows will work. But
Uh-oh. So anyways, sorry. Got interrupted at a very important point. Sorry, if you're upgrading, if you own Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, or no, if you own Dark Souls 2 on Steam with no DLC, and you want to get Scholar of the First Sin, it'll cost you $29.99.
Yes.
So $30.
Yep.
So you get a $10 discount.
Yes.
And then if you own Dark Souls 2 and the Season Pass or all the DLC, so if you own everything already and you want Scholar of the First Sin, it'll be, you died.
But I also
it'll be, oh.
I don't know if he's going to show up.
It'll
yet.
be $19.99. This is very important. So, let me go through this one more time. Scholar of the First Sin DirectX 9 version, $39.99. Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin DirectX 11 version, $49.99. If you're upgrading from just the base game to the DirectX 11 version, $29.99. And if you own Dark Souls 2 plus all the DLC, it's $19.99. And those are US dollar American prices. Those are prices for North America, South America. In Europe, we can't comment on.
Yeah, we
pounds
don't
or
have the.
anything like that. This pricing chart will be published tonight or tomorrow morning. I have the FAQ. I'll write it all up. We'll put it on Steam forums. We'll put it on Facebook and on Twitter, so everyone can see it. Put it out there.
Yep.
We know there's been a lot of questions and we haven't been able to answer them all.
Yeah.
We're just glad to get it all out there right now.
Yeah. We're not. People don't have to rebuy the game for the full price if they already own the game. They can.
Correct. You do get a slight discount. And how that all works in Steam, I think it's all set up properly. It'll be fine.
That's Steam,
I've been told it's all set up properly on Steam. But I'm excited. What I'm really excited is people who didn't pick up Dark Souls because it was on PS3 360. They're like, I already threw that console away. I picked up Xbox One.
Yeah.
And have never played it before and get the whole kind of package again. 60 frames a second, it just looks so good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Will you change your armor?
Sure. Let me go to this bonfire
the shadow stuff's getting boring. Okay, so I'm
happens.
going to start moving to questions.
Okay.
Actually, what time are we looking at? So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to drop your questions in the chat. I'll try. I haven't been paying attention to chat. We'll go take a look at that, and then we'll start answering fan questions when we come back.
Sure.
And we'll also put in requests for any armor sets you want to see. We'll start putting those armor on. Good. All right. We'll be back in a few minutes. Cascade, are we good?
Beyond the scope of light, beyond the reach of love, what could possibly await? And yet we seek it, insatiate. Such is our fate. Succumb with the flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of light. Not one of them stood here as you do. Very few indeed have come even this far. And yet your journey is far from over.
By ones who would cozen fate herself. They are the ones who created me. But they failed. Fate would not be bested, and men were cursed once again. Beyond the bonfire lies the Forest of the Giants, where a great battle precipitated the kingdom's downfall. The far gate is the entrance to Hade's Tower of Flame. Inside the giant pit live the tiny beings that were once man's friends. Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul.
Fire came to be, and with it, disparity. And the brighter the flame, the deeper the shadow.
until the curse touches our flesh. We are bound by this yoke. As true as the dark that churns within men. What do you want, truly?
We good? Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for blowing up our Twitch chat. There's plenty of questions, and I guess a couple things that we'll just come out and address right away.
Sure.
From what I understand, from reports of people online, and from what I've experienced, I think the durability degradation on PC is different than it is on consoles.
Oh, okay.
And the Scholar of the First Sin, from what I understand, will have parity between from console to console, PC to PC.
Okay.
In terms of if that's going to change or not, it's something we could start to push again to look into.
Yeah.
When we brought it up before, it was something that From Software chose to leave the way it was. And so we, as a community manager, I think we can explore a little bit further for you and try to look into it. So thank you for that. In terms of, what was the other question people had? Durability, and then a lot of people are asking different questions about like if the game's going to be a lot different. It's the same.
It's the same base game, so it's the same areas, the same.
Right.
There's no new area bosses.
Right.
But you're gonna see, I think, up here you'll see a few different changes, including we're going to No Man's Wharf right now.
Sure.
And the main differences that you'll find are the graphics, the frame rate, the enemy placement, the weapon placements. Like you said, there's a pretty late game weapon that you find pretty early on.
It's the Grand Lance. We could spoil it.
Sure.
It's the Grand Lance.
Yeah.
And from what I understand is that we ran a poll about what weapons people used, and the Grand Lance was the last one.
Okay.
And so From Software thought that was interesting. Obviously, difficult to get a hold of before.
Sure.
I believe it was in one of the memories. But now you can literally find the Grand Lance in the Forest of the Fallen Giants.
Yes.
It's a very interesting weapon. You can maybe equip it a little later. We can check it out. But there's just stuff like that that changes things around a bit. It makes the game a little different.
Yep. And another difference that you'll find really fast in the game is that there are going to be more of these petrified people hanging around.
Yeah.
Kind of gating different areas where there might be some treasure.
And that's what you break with the Fragrant Branch of Yore.
Yes.
And there's more Fragrant Branches of Yore in the game. And so you have to, you kind of choose which path you want to use. Like when I was playing, I wanted to unlock straight right away, so I went straight there.
Yes.
But that's going to be different.
And there's one we're going to, we'll see it later. Well, there's one petrified person you see real fast in the game that I don't exactly know what's back there. I don't know why it's...
Oh, the one early on?
Yes, and things betwixt.
We haven't looked at that yet. Yeah,
we'll
check it out.
What's back
but you're
there.
going to check out No Man's Wharf right now?
Yes.
Okay. One thing you'll notice is Lucatile is not here.
Huh? Yep, she's not there anymore.
She's somewhere else.
Yes.
Within No Man's Wharf, I believe. So, people keep on asking questions. I keep on forgetting. People ask about soul memory. If you didn't know, when the patch hit in February, there's a ring that was added called the Agape Ring.
Yes.
I believe. And I believe it's sold by Strayed. And that ring, when you have it equipped, all of the souls that you gain will go into that ring. Soul memory, you'll stop gaining souls, so your soul memory will stop advancing.
Yes.
So that's something that exists in the game right now, in its current state, that you can go play with. But soul memory outside of that hasn't been changed.
Yes.
Are there any new weapons or armor? We talked about that before. Some of the new invaders, the Forlorn, have an armor set and a couple weapons that you can get them to drop. Yeah. Why ain't it possible to get invaded by 5 enemies, 3 blue phantoms, 2 red, and myself?
We gotta...
What? This might break game. I mean, there's up to 6 people can be up to 6 people can be in the online world, right?
Yep.
So 3 friendly phantoms, and then 2 invaders.
And I think that's to help newer players through the game. Just kind of you can summon more.
If you want to summon more people.
Yeah,
I don't think everybody wants to have 3 people just run around.
Yeah, you don't have to if you don't want to. That's
right,
fine.
Right. You died. Everyone's making
I did die.
Everyone's making fun
I
of you.
rolled right off that plank.
Oh, I need to put this back in slow mode. There we go. So
now I can't.
Can you go in between graphics and old placement? No. The Scholar of the First Sin is the Scholar of the First Sin.
So yes, you cannot revert back to the PS3, Xbox 360 version of Dark Souls 2.
So one of the more interesting things is the Pursuer. He seems to, and we don't know the full scope of the implementation yet. We know a lot of what's going on. He follows you around. So you meet the Pursuer in... Well, normally meet the Pursuer.
Yep.
But then when you go to some other areas, he just shows up.
Yes.
And he literally pursues you.
Yes. In the most random places, he'll be there.
The Lost Bastille, he shows up. A couple different times.
Yep.
So it's very interesting. And he has that going on.
And yeah, he'll rise from the ground like a hell demon, and with all other enemies after you, he will decide to charge up and get you.
I'm going to try to pick up some more questions. Are retailers selling the DirectX 9 version? In terms of PC physical, we don't sell physical PC copies here in the States. In Europe, you'll have to ask Bandai Namco UK on Twitter, and they can maybe ask us questions. We honestly don't know in Europe which they're selling at retailers, the physical copies.
Here it's just going to be digital.
Here, PC is digital only. So that's the Pursuer. Do you get any extra swag? Durability. Do I get a discount? Can you farm souls?
Farming souls. So that's something different. I forget if it's in the patch or if it's in this version off my top of my head, but if you join the Covenant of Champions, enemies will continue to respawn even after you kill them multiple times.
Right. So you can farm souls now,
Yep.
So Branches of Yore, we talked about that. There's more friendly NPCs, like summonable NPCs. So there's more of those guys.
I can't see, so I have to light
different enemies, different balance, grandlands. Enemies chase you for longer. Some of them have different aggro ranges too.
Yes.
Some of them have higher, some have lower aggro range. And the enemies just chase you for longer. There's a scene from, and I think IGN had it on their stream, but the Forest of Fallen Giants, where all those guys are laying on the ground.
Yes.
Where the first Haid Knight used to be. They're all laying on the ground, and you can go and round up. And you can have like 30 people chasing you at one time. It's pretty cool.
If you want that to happen, that can happen.
It's pretty cool. Some of the enemy placement really changes the difficulty of some areas. I was talking to one of the QA guys, and in Hidden Valley Ranch or
Harvest Valley.
Is it Harvest Valley?
It's Harvest Valley.
Harvest Valley.
Are you going to talk about the sorceresses?
Yeah,
yes.
when you go to approach the tower of, I forget what it's called. There's the fire sorcerers. Yeah, the fire sorceresses fire from like way above you.
Yes.
So there's just a lot, and those priestesses are moving around different places. There's just a lot of stuff that's changed in regarding.
Yeah, they kind of rebalanced the area.
Where'd that guy come from?
That was a dog came from.
And I feel like enemy placement, you just say that a lot. As you're going through the game, you say, whoa, where'd that
guy
come from? You're not used to seeing that.
And yeah, like I said before, it really changes the strategy of how you play the areas.
Right.
And so in that area, I believe there were those trolls that had the guys right on the back.
Yeah.
That shoot the dark magic at you. Now you have these fire priestesses.
Yeah.
Oh, look what we found.
Lucatiel. Okay, so I think it's time to put on some different armor.
All right.
A lot of people ask about balance changes. I don't have any. We don't have any information on any specific changes that are upcoming. It doesn't rule it out that they're not supporting anymore, but we don't have any specific information right now on that.
I know some changes may have been made to weapon balancing, like the parameters of that, those, but I'm not sure of.
So, the Scholar of the First Sin box art on Xbox One, PS4 looks like this. It's pretty cool. That's Forlorn on the front. It's different on Xbox 360 and PS3. It's the guy holding the crown. Trying to look through some of the questions. What is the point between having a DirectX 9 DirectX 11 version? We don't want to make the game. We wanted to make a game that's a new experience, but we don't want to change what other people.
Right.
I mean, the DirectX 9 version is more accessible for people with slower PCs and stuff, and is cheaper.
Yeah.
So if that's all you want, then you can just go for it. Dark Souls 2 base game is still great, and you can keep on doing that. Somebody was asking about soft bands. So soft bands are controlled by the From Software team.
Yes.
Like we internally here at Bandai Namco Games don't touch that list. So if people could talk to our support, we can give you all the information we have. But we can make requests and we can talk to those guys about it. But that's completely managed by From Software. Put on some different armor.
We got Havel's armor on here.
Okay.
Rolling around.
Put on
Was some of the different? All
some
right.
of them they might not have seen. I mean, they probably have seen most of them. But
how about what
some
was
of the crazy stuff?
Giant. Let's see. What we
Full
got.
eye orbs. I don't think that's planned to be in there. Scholar of the First Sin, easier or harder now? The game feels, to me personally, a little more difficult. But there's some things in the game. Oh, you got the Mad Warrior helmet. The game seemed, but they put some things in it to kind of assist with that difficulty, like
the more
phantoms,
the increased co-op partners.
But
yeah, it's been interesting going back, playing through areas that on the PS3 and Xbox 360 version I did barrel through.
Right.
Now you have to take a lot more slow, a lot more.
Right.
Gotta get used to everything again.
Trying
to find the
one thing. Oh, No Man's Wharf. There's a new part of. I mean, there's new addition to the map.
Yes.
Is a shortcut, right?
Yes. Yeah, let's go.
You wanna go run and find that real quick?
We'll try.
That makes this area a little more
easy to get back and forth.
Yeah.
Let's light this torch because this area is a lot darker than it used to be. Let's go light that. Go that way? Yes. Oh, hello. Hello, Gal.
People asking about how much pricing and costs and stuff. Like I said, well, we already went through that information, and we'll publish the video to YouTube afterwards. But we'll publish that information for everyone to see.
Yeah, they'll be up on social media channels.
Yes, and on Steam. The game will launch on Steam April 1st. 3 p.m. Pacific.
3 days. Yes.
Yeah.
So, bro. Oh yeah.
In-depth lore. A lot of I think it's the same. You know, obviously, we added the Scholar for Sins, been added in there. The lore's the same as it was after the patch, but there's more like descriptions on the items, and there's kind of a little more they tell you.
Yeah. So the lore description is going to be the same as Dark Souls 2 is on the current Dark Souls 2 with the content patch.
Right.
So you'll have different expanded lore descriptions in certain items.
Right.
And it added the Scholar of the First Sin NPC to kind of take you through a different, some more of the backstory of this the game.
Okay.
And this is actually where we're going to see our friend the Shadow. There he is. Ugh. Yeah. He's not.
Please explain to me why there's no new item. I mean, there's a lot of questions we can't ask.
Yeah.
Why is this not in the game? Why is that not in the game?
Yeah.
These are choices by From Software to make the game they want to make. Oh, we got a Shadow Warrior here.
Yes.
This is making the game they want to make. This was, they wanted to make a Dark Souls 2, another Dark Souls 2 experience. It's the same game at the base, but there's a lot more going on.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, putting new items in, it's going to take a lot more, obviously resources and considerations like balancing and making sure everything works together.
Sure. Somebody asked about netcode. We don't have any information about any netcode change or anything like that.
They're planning. They want to improve the stability of the online matchmaking systems and I don't know if it's more of the matchmaking systems rather than the actual net code, but
okay. So in terms of like connecting to each other, well, that's one of the new features too. We talked about that. If you go to a bonfire and you look at the areas, your list of areas, you're gonna die, aren't you?
No. Yes.
If you go to a bonfire, look at the number of areas. There will be markings on that screen that tell you where you're more likely to find other player interactions.
Yes.
Right?
So there will be a faint outline while you're playing online of certain areas.
Right.
And those will be where online activity is. Here's the shortcut back to beginning of the level here. Where certain online activity is higher.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find more matches
sure.
through those areas.
And it's kind of helping you find where those matches are going to be.
Yep.
Somebody's making fun of you playing. People are asking about why would I buy this game again. If you don't want to buy this game again, that's okay, man. You don't have to.
No one's forcing anybody.
We think it's a cool experience. Yep. I think it's fun to play back through again. If you're like, man, I don't want to play through that game again, well, that's okay too.
It's perfectly, yes. It is your right.
That bridge alone is worth $20. Probably not, but we.
It is a big help.
So we have giveaways now. We got about 5 minutes left. I think we've. Were you gonna go? What else were we gonna go? Oh, the beginning.
Check out this.
I'll grab the giveaways. You do that.
One of the differences you see pretty fast is a petrified statue in Things Betwixt, where you go to the coffin that changes the gender of your character. Sure. Which spoilers, I guess, if you didn't know that happened, or you wondered why all of a sudden you're.
I think everybody figured that. I mean, there's. The first time, I think everybody knows by now. Everybody's watching the stream knows what that coffin does.
And this, oh, you know what? Oh, maybe we will be able to buy it. I got buku souls here.
What are you doing?
Buying the fragrant branch of York, so I don't have any right now.
Did we use all? Oh, because you died.
And I don't have any. Once. Well, this merchant here, Melentia, sells. Talk instead of. Let's find out about the Giants.
So what we're gonna do with the giveaways is we have 3 copies of the game, 3 on Xbox One, 3 on PS4, and we have 6 posters, which can be seen behind us. So we'll put those together into 6 packages for winners, and we're gonna pick 6 winners. So my first question for everybody on stream, first of all, I got to turn slow mode off, is what is what's your favorite weapon? Which weapon do you use the most? So type in chat your favorite weapon, and I'll pick 3 winners now. Sure. And then we'll do another question. We'll pick 3 winners later. Are you going to the place?
My sword broke, but that's fine. I think I upgraded something else down here.
Oh, regards rapier.
Yeah. So yeah, that merchant sells you a fragrant branch of yours, so you can go to Shaded Woods a lot earlier. You can see what is in the tunnels between No Man's Wharf and Heights Tower Flame. Kind of opens up the game.
Sure.
Go see Strayed before you fight the Lost Sinner, or go to Harvest Valley. So let's see what. I'm interested to see why they closed this off.
Have you played? You've been playing a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Since we have the retail copies?
Yes.
I've been playing. I'm probably like 4 or 5 hours in.
I'm about the same. Yeah, same area. And make sure I don't fall. Dumb.
Don't fall.
So it should be here. Yeah, I just defeated the skeleton lords.
Oh yeah. Oh.
See ya.
Let's see what's back before I read off our first set of winners.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh. Okay, so our first set of winners, and I'll contact you. We have which platform you want, PS4, Xbox One. But our first 3 winners are Ruxie, Ruxiee, Ruxie, Astora Bro, Astorabro, Astora Bro, and Drelyk, D-R-E-L-Y-K. So all of you guys will message you on Twitch to get your contact information. If we don't message you in the next couple days, feel free to send us a message, or you can find me on Twitter at jkartje, J-K-A-R-T-J-E, and we'll make sure you get your prize, and we'll ship it out as soon as the game is released. So that's the winner of our weapon. So what's the next question for the other 3 people? You have a question?
Oh, do I have a question?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, it's some trivia.
A question. I don't have a question.
You
I'm spot on this one.
Sure.
Where do you find where does this guy first show up? The Mad
Warrior.
The Mad Warrior.
Where does he first show up?
First see this guy in Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
I think an important lesson was learned for people who haven't played Dark Souls.
Sure.
Don't panic when you run into a room and see things, because you will maybe fall off an edge.
Okay, I'm getting my winners. I think everybody figured out. Is it Belfry Soul?
Yes. Uh-oh.
I like that guy's name.
Oops.
Okay. So are you taking out those guys? Then we're going to see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on back here.
So the next round of winners is FZ Fletch. FZ Fletch. Keeper Fim. Keeperfim. And Noodlestein.
There you go.
Noodlestein. Congratulations. We will send you a poster. I gotta find poster tubes, ship these out. I'll find them. And then a copy of Dark Souls 2 Scar of the First Sin on next gen platform of your choice. And right now, we're pretty much wrapping up here, but we want to see what. Don't get.
Try not to.
We want to see what all this area is all about before we close out for the evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We understand that a lot of this information you guys have been waiting a long time for, and we understand the Steam PC thing's a little confusing to wrap your head around, but like I said, we'll publish all the information. We'll make everything nice and clear for everybody.
Yes.
And we definitely don't want to. We're not throwing away the original Dark Souls 2. We're not saying that doesn't matter anymore. Check out this new version. Yeah. It's just different now.
A different version to play in. Where are we?
What?
And Oy.
Whoa.
Hey, hello.
So it's still just the fat elephant out here?
Just these guys.
Oh, all right. It's still just coughing.
What's that thing? Whoa.
Whoa.
There's 2 guys. That's
right. Were the two here before?
Yeah, there's 2.
Okay.
See ya.
Well, that's pretty much.
Right. Well, that's it.
Maybe there's. I don't know. We don't know what's over here. Check it out. Let us know. There's also one of those guys walking around in the Forest of Fallen Giants.
Oh, yeah. He's there.
Well, you can find the hippo rhinos a lot faster. So anyways, thank you everybody for coming out. Prizes, we'll get these to you guys. Message us on Twitch. We'll message you on Twitch. We'll figure it out. Dark Souls 2 Scar of the First Sin is out on April 7th on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and on Steam.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Is that the Pursuer?
We got problems.
That's awesome. And his visor's already lit up.
Yeah, this is not a good.
What's...
Oh, all right, see ya.
He just said hello?
He says hello. Goodbye. I guess.
All right. That's awesome. So anyways, on Steam, April 1st at 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
It'll be live on Steam. DirectX 9 and DirectX 11 version.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's it.
And April 7th for...
April 7th.
Yeah,
I said that. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. And if you have more questions, hit us on Twitter. Hit me on Reddit. We'll get your answers.
Yep.
I think that's it. Thank you for joining us.
Great. All right. Thanks.
Very few indeed have come even this far. And yet your journey is far from over.
ones who would cozen fate herself. They are the ones who created me. But they failed. Fate would not be bested, and men were cursed once again. Beyond the bonfire lies the Forest of the Giants, where a great battle precipitated the kingdom's downfall. The far gate is the entrance to Hade's Tower of Flame. Inside the giant pit live the tiny beings that were once man's friends. Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul.
Fire came to be, and with it, disparity.
And the brighter the flame, the deeper the shadow.
Until the curse touches our flesh, we are bound by this yoke. As true as the dark that churns within men. What do you want, truly?